Hello boys and girls, Mrs Rush here. Hope you're all doing well. Today I'm going to read one of our nursery favourite stories called The Gruffalo Child by Julia Donaldson. Hope you enjoy the story. The Gruffalo's child says no Gruffalo should ever set foot in the deep dark wood. Why not? Why not? Because if you do, the big bad mouse will be after you. I met him once, says the Gruffalo. I met him a long time ago. What does he look like? Tell us, Dad. Is he terrible big and terribly bad? I can't quite remember, the Gruffalo says. Then he thought for a minute and he scratched his head. The big bad mouse is terribly strong and his scaly tail is terribly long. His eyes are like pools of terrible fire and his terrible whiskers are tougher than wire. One snowy night when the Gruffalo snored, the Gruffalo's child was feeling bored. The Gruffalo's child was feeling brave, so she tiptoed out of the Gruffalo cave. The snow fell fast and the wind blew wild. Into the woods went the Gruffalo's child. A trail in the snow. Whose is this trail and where does it go? A tail poked out of a log pile house. Could this be the tail of the big bad mouse? Outside the creature, his eyes were small. He didn't have whiskers, none at all. You're not the mouse. No, not I, says the snake. He's down by the lake, eating Gruffalo cake. The snow fell fast and the wind blew wild. I'm not scared, says the Gruffalo's child. Marks of the snow. Whose are these claw marks and where do they go? Two eyes glared out of the treetop house. Could these be the eyes of the big bad mouse? Down flew the creature, his tail was short. He didn't have whiskers of any sort. You're not the mouse. Too-hoo, not I. But he's somewhere nearby, eating Gruffalo pie. The snow fell fast and the wind blew wild. I'm not scared, says the Gruffalo's child. Tracks in the snow. Whose are these tracks and where do they go? Whiskers at last and an underground house. Could this be the home of the big bad mouse? Out slunk the creature, his eyes were fiery. His tail was scaly, his whiskers were wiry. You're not the mouse, oh no, not me. He's under the tree, drinking Gruffalo tea. It's all were tricks, says the Gruffalo's child, as she sat on a stump where the snow lay piled. I don't believe in the big bad mouse. But here comes a little one out of his house. Not big, not bad, but a mouse. At last, you'll taste good at midnight feast. Wait, says the mouse, before you eat. There's a friend of mine that you ought to meet. If you let me hop onto a hazel twig, I'll beckon my friend. So bad and so big, the Gruffalo's child had clenched her fist. The big bad mouse, so he does exist. The mouse hopped onto the hazel tree. He beckoned and says, just wait and see. Do you see the stick man here? It's holding it. Out came the mouse. It was bright and round. A terrible shadow fell onto the ground. Who is this creature so big, bad and strong? His tail, his whiskers are terribly long. His ears are enormous and over his shoulder he carries a nut as big as a boulder. The big bad mouse yelled Gruffalo's child. The mouse jumped down from the twig and smelled. Footprints in the snow. Whose are these footprints and where do they go? The footprints led to the Gruffalo cave, where the Gruffalo's child was a bit less brave. The Gruffalo's child was a bit less bored. And the Gruffalo's child snored and snored and snored. Well, thank you for listening, boys and girls. I hope you enjoyed the story. See you later. Bye.